I will not lie to you and say I'm going to lay down a rule, even a silent rule, where I'm going to keep moving the brisket away from said person.
Then I got an idea. And it's not just one person, but I got an idea. Let me
charge $5 a head? Oh, sorry.
No, let me be that person where I kind of manage the kitchen.
Oh, you man, all right.
And so
Allie is in charge. Allie is now the official Super Bowl meat manager.
Yeah.
It's the Scott and Allie Not for Air podcast. The rules are gone. The shirt is untucked. Here's Scott and Allie.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. Again, it's another Scott and Allie Not for Air podcast, number 2 of 2026.
I want to start with something that happened. I think it was either one of the first days of the year or one of the last days of the year while we were out. You know, I don't have kids. And I keep my house a certain way. Yeah. And I just moved into a house.
I think people even with kids try to keep it a certain way.
Yes, but listen to what happened. I had hired a painter to come into my house at the very back end of the year. And it's not a cheap thing to have done. And after it was all done, I put my house back in place, clean it and all that. I have my friend Danielle come over to hang pictures. She's just so good. She's one of those people that she could be on one of those DIY Magnolia shows, home improvement. Yeah. She just has that eye. And like watching her do it is awesome because what she does is she'll lay it on the floor and rearrange it on the floor. And she measures measures your wall. Then she measures on the floor. And it's awesome to watch her do this. Well, she came over to help me hang pictures, show me what would aesthetically look great, hang curtains, but she also brought her daughter. So in the middle of all this, you know when kids get quiet and you're like, wait a second, what are they up to?
The quiet is the most dangerous time with a kid.
Yes. So Danielle and I are like looking at the pictures on the floor and we're like, okay, da, 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 da. And all of a sudden Danielle's like, wait a second. Danielle knew right away. She goes, Madison Morrell. Madison was drawing on my wall.
Oh, no.
Yes. I could not be mad, though, because Danielle, like, first of all, I just love Madison like she's my niece.
Oh, God, right?
But I was like, I just paid like $3,000.
And of course, it would have been a professional or a permanent marker. It wouldn't have just been like, let me go get some water and soap.
Luckily, it's behind a chair and it's low because she's a whole 2 foot tall.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
I died for a second inside. And I'm like, it's fine. It's totally fine.
And am I right? Permanent marker?
It's something like that. Yeah. Sharpie, for all the autographs I sign.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. You gotta take care of that. Oh man.
My God. Oh, my God. I can't believe it.
You don't have kids, but welcome to parenting.
Oh, my gosh. Now, speaking of houses, Scott is coming up onto a party that he throws every single year. And I'm so excited for it, but we're making some changes. And I'm implementing the change.
I'm really glad you're bringing this up because I'm really concerned about this year's Super Bowl party at the house. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well,
and it has nothing to do with the 7 puppies, although I have a plan for them.
Oh, what's your plan for that?
Open the door and hope to God they don't come back. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love every one of them.
You're getting in trouble.
No, they're all sweet as can be. And every one of them a little bit different of a personality. But
always.
But it's a lot,
Right. Like Junior is not like Ginger.
Oh, no. Well, actually, Ginger's catching up to Junior. She could sleep all day.
Oh, doesn't that
That's a pug thing.
Right? That sounds glorious.
Yeah.
Over Christmas break, and I think I'd mentioned this on the show, maybe even on the podcast too, that we had thrown a party for 75 of my family members. And this year we decided we were going to cook the food. And I didn't tell you.
Oh my God, that's right. Because we had talked about why don't you cater this? And everybody chips in a little bit.
Well, there's only 4 of us that pay for it. It's me and 3
cousins. Yeah, but there could be 74.
I wish. But that is going to have something to do with this.
Do you think if you charge people, they'd stop coming?
I just think that there are certain family members of mine who just can't afford it. And so I'm going to...
Oh, all right. Okay.
I'm going to take on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not rich, but I can afford it.
No, I understand. I was thinking like if you suddenly said, hey guys, this year for 2026, when we get there, we're going to do it a little different. We want to get it catered, but so that the burden's not on a select few.
Everyone bring $5?
We were thinking like $5, $10 a person. Do you think that would deter?
I think it would, which is really unfortunate because some people do bring items where it would be so much cheaper if you just brought me $5.
Well, and keep in mind, I didn't say 25, 35 a head. I'm saying $5-10 just to help offset some of the cost. And I'm not going to lie, this is not a comment getting down on your family. This could be in any situation where if it suddenly went to that and somebody's like, yeah, I'm just not going now that there's this nominal, very small charge there. I'd be like, okay, well, you're saying something to me without just saying it, but you're saying it.
I know. And what sucks about this is I wouldn't want to exclude anybody, so I'm just not even going to go there.
All right. Yeah, I understand sometimes.
I love seeing everyone. So I'm just not going to go there. But here's what happened this year that was a little bit different. When me and my younger cousins took this over, we started with a taco bar years ago. Older folks didn't like that. So then we went to a catered situation with an Italian restaurant. And then this year we said, we think that we can make it cheaper and better. We have some family members that have like Costco memberships, Sam's Club, Restaurant Depot, GFS, all these different kind of memberships. So we ended up buying 30 pounds of beef, 40 pounds of pork, and then, green beans and mashed potatoes. We had a beautiful, beautiful spread. But the one thing I said to my cousin, because it was me and 3 of my cousins who were paying for it, I said, I know we usually have leftovers and we're always so generous with giving out any leftovers. But meat is so expensive right now.
Oh my God, yeah.
That I said, we are not giving out meat for leftovers. It's not happening. So somebody needs to, while the entertainment is happening, because we always have entertainment skits and stuff like that, while the entertainment is happening, somebody needs to go into the kitchen and you have to pack up the meat, because I am paying for it. My 3 other cousins are paying for it. We are the ones who should be taking the meat home.
I agree.
Everyone, well, good, because now it's going to turn to your Super Bowl party. I think that you should stop letting people take leftovers home from your party, because you make so much ribs, brisket, all kinds of meat. You spend way too much money. And I've said this for years, and I'm just trying to stick up for you. I'm not trying to yell at you. I'm just trying to stick up for you. You always spend so much money. And I always say, Scott, you don't need to spend that much money. We're all going to bring something. But I think we had talked about this on the show. So this is a bit of an extension of something we had mentioned on the show.
Yeah.
You had said one of our coworkers always brings a to-go thing. Well, I don't think that she brings enough to your relationship that she warrants getting to take leftovers home.
You're on the lower level of it. You don't get to take home.
That's right.
Look, I'll be honest.
She didn't even give you a Christmas card. And I'm mad
I don't
for you.
think she did. Now I got to try to remember if she did or not, because on the show we were laughing about how, did you get a Christmas card from our one?
You're too nice. I got to be mad for you.
Thank you. I think there were 2 Christmas card things happening in this building around the holidays. One I didn't know about till today, and we're into January, as you know. Mm-hmm. The one which was, and this didn't bother me because I knew that eventually it would come. It was funny to talk about on the air and joke about it, but apparently there were some gift cards given out to people that made it to the pseudo holiday party that this place threw, which I still haven't heard about a real holiday party for now that we're into January, like was what was suggested. So that'll be my house for the Super Bowl.
I'll tell you what's not going to happen.
What?
It's the Christmas party that you're talking about.
It will not happen.
It's not happening.
No, it will not. So, all I can do is
Heaven forbid you thank me for my hard work.
And make you pay for it when you go to the party.
Right.
But, all I can do is hope 2026 they do better planning. Do better. Yeah. We'll see. So that was the one Christmas card, and it came very delayed because we kept joking every day, did you get your Christmas card from the boss? And I'm like, no. And I didn't want to say anything because that just seems like, hey, it seems very, I guess, greedy or weird to
Wait a second, but why not? You've been here for almost 21 years. Get what you deserve. Yeah, and you know what? And I'm gonna get harder on this too. I am now, and this is not a new year, new me, but kind of. Because I was on the phone with somebody yesterday and they were talking about when somebody gets to like 5, 10, 15, 20 years at their company, they get one of those catalogs where they can order stuff out of the catalogs.
Oh, sure.
You're going to appreciate this, Scott. So this person said, you're coming up on your 20th anniversary for this company. I said, yeah. And they said, well, what are you going to get? I'm like, nothing. Like, Scott, what did you get for your 20th?
Nothing.
Exactly. So listen.
We did have a cake, I think, finally.
Oh, wow. That $10 cake. Don't overdo yourself.
Well,
hold on.
Oh, okay.
Because then he said, my company, they have a catalog, and then they get to pick out depending on the tier that they're at. So I said, what would...
Oh, great. I'm going to get another crock pot.
No, wait. Just wait. I said, what would somebody in their 20th year get? He goes, oh, they get TVs, cell phones. What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you, I think, begrudgingly got a
Johnny
cake.
Carson got a tennis court built onto his house in Malibu from NBC back in the 80s when he was there for like 20 years. So maybe I should start pushing more.
Yeah. You begrudgingly got a cake, didn't get a Christmas card, was late for the gift card. Scott,
I got one card.
Somebody needs to stand up for you.
I thank you very much. I think I put more of that energy of the standing up for myself if I felt that it was time to go ask for a raise. That to me is the bigger area where I got to go in and be like, guys, it's been 5 years.
But come on, show some
7.
appreciation. One of the things that one of my friends is in management, and she, I feel like, taught me the best lesson in management ever. And she said, people are like dogs or like animals, that if you continue to give them positive reinforcement, they're going to continue to do positive actions.
I totally understand. I feel we get a lot of that, though. They let us do.
Did you get anything for your 20th? No, you did not.
Okay, well,
except for a freaking cake.
A pat on the back and a kick in the ass.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look.
At least give you a bottle of your favorite booze or a sweater or okay, not a sweater.
Not a sweater.
Not
thanks.
a sweater. But why not another gift card?
Well, okay, that would have worked. Now that you mention it, that's nice. I wasn't going in hard for the card from our GM for Christmas because I knew eventually it would happen.
Yes.
Whether it was on his desk and he just had other things going on, talking to other people, eventually it was going to happen. Yep. The person you're referencing that shouldn't be allowed to take food home from the Super Bowl party.
Yes, bringing it back. Let's reel it back in.
Apparently gave out cards to the staff. Mm-hmm. When did you get yours? Because you were out a few days before I started my vacation over the holidays. Literally the difference of 3 days.
I think it was the 30th.
Oh, see, you were back. I forgot about this. So I left for vacation the week of Christmas, and I was gone through New Year's week. You came back during that timeline. So, I mean, maybe it was just one of those things that it wasn't like a mean-spirited, I'm excluding Scott. Listen to me, justify this. It wasn't I was excluding that. You were just here.
But I'm tying it back to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You spend a lot of money on those groceries.
We're having a brisket
I
again.
mean, admit it. You spend at least $400 on food, do you not?
Oh, probably.
Right.
Because here's the thing.
And you always bring leftovers. Wait.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
You always bring leftovers into the station.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Yes. I don't know the reason.
I will never eat it all before it goes bad.
Put it in the freezer.
And then you can't freeze some of that stuff.
Yes,
no,
you
can't freeze
because
everything.
I'll tell you what. So
brisket I can freeze.
We made that beef at my family Christmas party.
Yeah.
So I had these 2 big baggies of beef.
Yeah.
I froze everything, and just the other day I reheated a little container of it because I came home and like split it up and put it in containers.
Yeah.
And it was just as amazing as it was for our Christmas party.
Yes, you can do that. The cucumber boats you cannot freeze.
Okay, you're right.
There's certain dips you can't freeze. I don't think Lisa's hot dogs in the little croissants are really something you freeze.
I think you could, but you're right. That's a little.
So a lot of the
because you'll have a really hard hot dog because it's still cold,
Yes.
and then the bread will be on fire and your mouth will be on fire.
Yeah, right. There's certain. This happens to be a party of you either eat it that night or you got a 2-day window and you got to get rid of it. It's not like I froze turkey and stuffing and stuff from Thanksgiving still in my freezer. I figure, this is around the time that you whip something like that out on a weekend. You don't want to cook, whatever,
right. Or make a Thanksgiving pot pie.
Right. That's a good one. The Super Bowl is one of those things. It's like, I'm not going to take chicken wings that I've made and freeze them. No, you know what? There's a dozen of those left. Bring them in, throw them on the table.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say, bottom line is, do not.
She doesn't deserve to take the brisket home.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. You should put the meat away, like how we did at our Christmas party. Put the meat away, and people cannot take leftovers of that unless it's Allie Payne.
So I want to come back.
I mean, our friendship really.
Well, and keep in mind, with my Super Bowl party, really, because the Bills have not been in a Super Bowl as long as I've been hosting one of these parties, which would be glorious for me, but and I don't expect them this year, although maybe next year. But it really is, if you think about that party, that is a midwinter get-together for us. You know, when you think about it.
It's like cabin fever.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that come that aren't really into the football part of it. You know, I'll be honest with you, depending on the teams this year that go, I may not even give two damns about, you know, who's in it.
But the commercials are fun.
Oh, they are. But,
love those.
You know, I love having the chance to get everybody together to just get out. And, you know, there's something about
But you don't have to take my meat home.
Yeah, right. There's something about that party, too, that because this is not a party that, I mean, you got to keep in mind, it's a Sunday. I know everybody and their brother says they should just make Monday that holiday. People don't get like rip-roaring, torn up drunk or anything at that party. This is really a giant food. There are some people that might have a beverage.
Do I have a food baby at the end of it?
You will have
yes,
a
I
food
do.
baby at the end of it. But it is, wow. We've done all the holiday bullshit with all of our families, and we've now done, you know, all the things, the rat race that was. This is an excuse with a big event on TV that we all get together, and it is a feast. And that is really what the Super Bowl party at my house is.
Yeah, but why are you taking off of the main point that I'm trying to make?
I know you're talking about the meat. The thing about it is, yes, I could theoretically take half the brisket and freeze it. Actually, I did last year. Do you know I made such a big brisket last year that I brought in some to the station and still froze some after we all ate our way through what we ate?
Fantastic. I don't think you're
all
gonna
right, fine. No to-go containers. I feel weird about this, and I got to come back to your party.
Okay.
So
people took stuff home, but not meat.
Well, but not meat. But this is where I was going with this. We had a general manager years ago, and shout out to Mark. Okay,
Mark Borman, I love him.
Mark was a great guy. You know, Mark, if you ever get to hear this podcast, and we never got the chance to tell you, you were a good. We really, honest to God, every one of them have had some quality that we can look at and say.
Yes, but I did love Mark.
Mark was a great dude. So Mark had a great line. Boy, if you want to hear people bitch, give them something for free.
Ha.
And he is never wrong. He also had another great line when it dealt with relationships.
There's a lid for every pot.
This guy had all the quotes, right? But back to if you want to hear somebody bitch, give them something for free. I don't think you should have allowed one single thing that someone didn't pay for to go home in the hands of anyone else, to be totally honest with you.
But nobody bitched.
Well, no, but I'm just saying.
Why?
Don't you find it weird to be expected that you can take something if you did not in any way, shape, or form bring something, or, you know...
this is a pain thing, and I'll tell you why. Because we always feed an army. And I think with this case, it's similar to your party. I was glad to get rid of like the King's Hawaiian rolls.
That's what it is.
I was glad to get rid of some mashed potatoes, glad to get rid of some cookies. Those are things that I don't care about. And that's how
But not the meat, damn it. She cares about the meat.
Exactly.
No, you're not wrong on the meat.
That's how I am spreading my love, is by giving you guys this extra food. But I want you to put your foot down. I want us... After the Super Bowl, we're going to come back to this, and we're going to see what did Scott do.
Well, and keep in mind.
I got the little puss face on. I'm like,
What? Now, keep in mind, and I know there are different levels of what people are able to do or feel comfortable doing. The one, and it's not even a rule, it's just an expectation for the Super Bowl party is we always tell somebody, bring something. Bring one of your favorite things. Now, I'll give you a great example. Danielle.
Yeah, but chips. I bring chips and I take home brisket. That is bullshit.
Okay, there's that theory. Danielle and TJ, every year, she knows. Just bring the melted cheese and the pretzel bites. And God dang it, those things always go every year.
Okay, but I think if you're gonna gauge this, like, do you get to take stuff home? She makes those homemade.
I know. Have some brisket.
That's right. That's right.
Wait, a bag of Ruffles? No, they weren't even Ruffles, actually. They were Buffles. So, you know.
Bro, you're too nice.
All right. Well, maybe I am. Maybe that's part of my problem. Is
you are way too nice.
We'll see. I guess, I can't say... I will not lie to you and say I'm going to lay down a rule, even a silent rule, where I'm going to keep moving the brisket away from said person.
Then I got an idea. And it's not just one person, but I got an idea. let me
charge $5 a head? Oh, sorry.
No, let me be that person where I kind of manage the kitchen.
Oh, you man, all right.
And so
Allie is in charge. Allie is now the official Super Bowl meat manager.
Yeah, so I will slice up the brisket and put it away.
Okay.
And
you're the meat manager.
That's right.
All
and
right.
That's right. And then I'll say, yes, you may have some leftovers here. I might even dish out everyone's leftovers for them. Okay, that's a little much.
You see you with all the containers, the circle black containers. Okay,
Like,
this one's
one
for you. This one's for you.
Oh, what
I
did you?
got
Oh,
brisket.
you brought Ruffles. You only get buffalo chicken wing dip to go home with.
That's it.
That's
Oh,
it.
God.
That's all you get.
God, can someone please not bring buffalo chicken wing dip this
It's my
year?
favorite.
I hate it. Oh, God, I hate it.
Well, that's on you.
And it's terrible because I'm from Buffalo and I love buffalo chicken wings, but I just. God, it's like, and then do you remember
You're
the
an
one?
anomaly.
Do you remember the one Super Bowl party we literally had?
2?
No, there were 4.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, guys, enough with the buffalo chicken wing dip. I know you can't cook. You know what? You know what you could have done? Gone to Wegmans and get the cannoli platter. That worked. You did that one year.
yes,
that worked.
yes.
Everybody loved it.
Exactly.
You know
and
what?
that ain't cheap.
No, it's well.
I get brisket.
Yes, you're a brisket for. That's right, and some cucumber boats.
I qualify.
That's right. You get cucumber boats and a brisket.
Wait, I have another question I got to ask you.
Jesus.
I know. I told you I got so much. Just buckle up. I have a scenario that happened with a friend, and as soon as this friend told me, I said, I got to ask Scott. Scott always has the answer. So this friend won their fantasy football league, and the prize is $500.
Oh, that's nice.
It's been probably about 2 or 3 weeks, and the person who did the fantasy football league, they were the head of it.
The accountant, if you will.
Yes, has not paid up.
Mm-hmm.
So
I bet you this happens so often.
And said person who's telling me the story said, I have been burned on fantasy football in the past.
From the same person? Because then
I
you're
don't think
just a
so.
fucking idiot if you keep going back.
No, I don't think so.
Sorry,
So-
whoever it is.
So I'm going to tell you what I said in a second, but the person who's hosting the fantasy football has had a major medical thing happen in their life. I will say that without giving too much, but they had a major medical thing.
The person that's
But
hosting the football.
The person that hosted,
Okay.
the person
Okay.
with the person that had all the money and the
Yep.
doings, the accountant, if you will. And so the one thing I will say is they're home now. Everything's fine now. But Scott, how would you go about getting your $500?
Are they in catch-up phase? Like, did they have was this medical thing something that came kind of out of nowhere and all of a sudden they had to scrounge to get enough money to have their spleen removed? I don't know.
I don't know their financial situation, but I do know that the medical thing happened a month ago, and it was definitely unexpected.
Okay. Now, my first answer is going to be this. If you're going to sign up to host a fantasy football league, the proper way, and I've never done it, but this could go with a lot of different scenarios. The proper way to handle it is to either A, have an account separated from your normal accounts.
That's what I said too. Okay.
To be able to handle this. Because
And don't touch it.
Because if you give me money and I'm just putting it into my normal account, well, lo and behold, all of a sudden NYSEG sends me a $1,200 bill. I got to pay it. And all of a sudden I'm pulling from there. I personally hate playing catch up with my bank account for stuff that I know like this, which would be, well, I got to pay Tom $500, but I also had this bill. You should have, number one, had its own treasury account for this if you're going to do it.
Okay, there's that. But how am I getting my $500?
Well, you're not. I do not think that the money's coming back. So I'm going to give you a proactive thing to
Scott,
do for the
come
future.
on.
No, I think this happens more often than not. I think
Get creative.
I think there are some people, I know some people that, Val and Brian, who are the parents of Olivia that are on Gavin's soccer team, right?
Yeah.
They've been together for years. Not Val and Brian. Yes, they've been together for years, but the kids have been playing soccer for years. So we all know each other well. And I know Brian, and I think Val might be a part of it too. They're on a fantasy football team that spans like the entire East Coast. They went on a trip to see other friends that are on the fantasy football team like somewhere down south.
So cool.
Yeah, so they had this big get together. So that one's being run a little bit more on the up and up, where Tony, who's the bookkeeper for this, the treasurer, he's gotten an account, and that it's ready to go for when it's there. Now, I do have to ask this question. There's another piece to this. Was there any discussion, whether your friend missed it or not, that the winnings wouldn't be divvied out to the end of the Super Bowl? Like literally the end of the season.
That's a good question. I don't know, because I was in a fantasy football league for years, and the payout came the next day. Now,
that's the way to do it.
The accountant for that one is my best friend Timmy. He's very good. He also does like Super Bowl squares and all that.
He knows how to handle it. You get the account set up for that. Yes.
So I don't know about that one, but I got to tell you what I said.
Well, tell me what you said, because I do not think they're going to get it, and I'll tell you in a minute what the future holds. Go.
I said I think that they were a bit distracted by their medical emergency, but everyone paid in. It's not my job to pay for your medical emergency.
Okay, you're right.
So my suggestion was to text them and say, hey, I have so-and-so coming up, whether it be I have a huge NYSEG bill coming up, and can I get my $500 fantasy football payout?
You don't even need...
I don't need to say NYSEG, but I did say come up with an excuse.
No, I think in this case, here's the answer. In this, a lot of times I'll tell you, add a layer of excuse to something to tug at the heartstrings. It works in a lot of cases, right?
Yes, it does.
In this case, no, don't do the excuse. Yes, do the text, okay? And it's short and simple and sweet. Hey, just wondering when the $500 winning payout will be paid out. End of story.
Oh, wait, I have another thing. And I did say, and I think that we could add this to your text, Scott, and this will be very helpful, that you could say, oh, and if you don't have it, or just to remind you, my Venmo is at Allie Payne.
You could.
That way, they can't be like, oh, what's your Venmo again? And you're going back and forth. Yes,
yeah, okay.
exactly.
Right.
No.
I like that. I think that's great. I would give more than one, because not everyone uses Venmo. I would say, here's my Venmo and my PayPal, because you probably have both.
And Cash App
here's
if I'm
my
dealing
bank
drugs.
routing number and account that you can put it in. Whatever.
Did you hear what I said?
What?
I said, here's my Cash App because I'm dealing drugs.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think you need to have two. Okay, and because I do like this add-on. Now you've taken away the wiggle room for them to
That's
go.
Right.
You've taken away an excuse. I didn't know where to send it.
Yes.
That number one, that's a great pull from that to be like, it's out of here, right? But you have to be very clear and concise, and don't mince words. You just go, hey, was wondering when the winnings of the fantasy football payout that I won will be coming. To my understanding, a total of $500. Here's my Venmo. Here's my PayPal. Here's my drug dealing Cash App.
When did you get so bold?
Please advise.
When did you get so bold?
Well,
because you used to be the one. I thought you were going to have the same answer as me. I said Scott is going to come up with some fancy excuse that it has to come to me right now.
Well, here's the thing.
I have to get a lobotomy.
You're trying. Look, the money's already arrived.
And it costs $500.
The thing about it is you're trying to trump their medical condition with your need of that.
Okay.
I like the boldness of just keeping it straight to the point on this.
Because this is business.
And it does shame them a bit, because I don't think you're the only person that thinks they may have robbed Peter to pay Paul when it comes to some sort of a medical thing. Or maybe they couldn't work and they needed to buy groceries or whatever. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The reality to it is your problems don't... Now, if it's a very close friend, if it's your friend Timmy from Cleveland, who you've known literally since high school, and who normally is great at handling these, like you said, if there was something that happened and you were able to reach out to them and say, I know that you went through some stuff, just get around to it when you get around to it. Then you remind them in July and be like, did you get around to it? But that's a little different because you have a personal relationship in a very close way with that person. It doesn't sound like what you described to me is necessarily an extremely close relationship where you are willing to offer that kind of buffer, if you will.
It's not, I can tell you this, it's not to the level of relationship that Timmy and myself have. But I think that they have a close enough relationship. It's not as close as me and you, but it is coworkers.
Then you have to be bold and straightforward.
Okay.
And you're not being mean.
Yep.
You're just being very clear and succinct.
Yes.
You know?
And this is business. And I get this, and I get how this is hard too, because I recently was renting for a few months off of my friends Matt and Donna. So I owed them things like tax money for their house.
Sure.
I owed them electric, gas. They kept everything in their this bonus house they have. They kept everything in their name, and I just kept Venmoing them. She admitted to me, and this is a little bit different, but she did admit to me. She goes, "I find it very hard to keep asking you for money for like the NYSEG bill and the internet bill." And I said to her, "Don't feel bad. It's business.
Yeah.
I am renting from you. Don't worry about it." So in this case, I also looked at, even though fantasy football is fun, it's still business.
In this case, it was a business. Now, I will tell you this. If the money does not arrive, either after the message that I said to send,
Yep.
if the money doesn't arrive pretty quick, I mean, you get a little bit of a buffer, but
Then you're getting
days, maybe
gypped.
week. But if you don't get it by then, or you don't get it by the end of the Super Bowl, which would be the official end of the NFL season, I don't know if that was somewhere mentioned and they missed it or not. Might be a weird stipulation, but if that was ever mentioned, like, oh, you know what, we'll have it all together right after the season officially fully ends, which is the Super Bowl. Then
Do you do one more reminder after the Super Bowl?
no, if you do a reminder today, I would say give them a week.
Okay.
If there's nothing, then a reminder after the Super Bowl. Hey, I see the season's now over. Where's my winnings?
Yeah.
I don't think they're ever going to see it, but I'm going to tell you this. You're going to have to tell your friend, do not ever do this fantasy football league again.
At least not with that.
With that person.
Yeah.
With that person. And if that group comes back together to say, oh, let's do it again, then it needs to be discussed. Tony's not handling the money again. Yeah, if it was Tony this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah. Yes. I will give you an update.
Because it sours you.
It totally does. I will give you an update as soon as I get that update. We'll see what happens from here.
I don't want to keep this going too much longer, but I had other
We
things.
could talk all day.
I had other things I wanted to get to with the Not Fair podcast, which we'll push that to next week. But I have to tell you this.
Yes.
Because I'm going to give you the chance to be able to make fun of me, I'm sure. I did something I've never done before. And I have to tell you, it was the weirdest feeling. And I kept catching myself having the weirdest feeling with it.
What was it?
I listened to a story, long form, multiple episodes. Listened to it. I think it was on YouTube where I listened to it, but it was multiple week by weeks. You know how you will listen to a book? You do this a lot. You listen to books.
Love it.
Okay.
One of my favorite things to do.
I've never listened to a book before. And I finally listened. I'm like, I'm going to go check this out. Now, this is where she's going to make fun of me.
It's a Star Trek book.
It's a Star Trek mini audio series. It was called Star Trek Khan. Now, it was supposedly the backstory to one of the villains of the original series and then the movie, the Star Trek II, the Wrath of Khan. And it was the backstory that we never knew. And I found myself, it was like 9 episodes. And they varied, between like 30 to, I think one might have been an hour long.
Okay.
And I got into this, and I never have done it before. But it's weird. Like
Isn't it great?
I've watched 8 episode series of things.
Yeah.
But I've never listened to it before, before, and it was the weirdest sensation. I found myself going, I want to go back and I want to listen to the next episode. Oh, damn, now I got to go get the kids. They're not going to want to hear this. So now I have to pause it. Now I'm getting this little tinge of, I really want to go back and listen to it.
I know this feeling. I love this feeling. This is one of the best feelings ever.
I've never had this before. I'm not going to say
this is so great.
I'm not going to say this is something I'm going to do often. It happened to be something. And by the way, this series, I believe, has been out for a little bit of time. So it's not like I was there day one going, I'm excited for this. Like,
even if you were.
I just sort of fell into it. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they did this. I might as well listen to it. I'm going through a dry spell of the product that's being put out right now. We're in a time where none of the series have new content out right now, streaming for video, So I'm like, I'll go listen to this. what a weird sensation it is to listen to it. I when I say weird, not bad weird, like I was having feelings I don't ever remember having before.
Oh my God, this is so precious. I feel the same way about listening to a lot of books. And what I love too, and I don't know if people ever hear or observe me, but I know when I either am walking my dog or if I'm at the gym and I'm listening to a book, or I used to do this, like I would do it reading, I would do it like cleaning the pool when I had a pool, and I would literally either laugh out loud. I have cried while listening to something.
Have you ever stopped what you're doing? I have
Yes.
in more episodes while I'm making dinner and the kids are doing their own thing, and I'm like, I'll listen to Star Trek on.
Yeah.
And I will be in the middle of chopping a cucumber. Damn knife goes down, and I'm like, tell me.
Yes.
I'm listening. So
Yes.
you've done this too.
Yes.
You stopped what you're doing.
Oh my God, yes, yes. And I think and I hope, now I know this is different than a podcast, but I think and hope that people do that when they're listening to our content. Maybe not everything, but I think there's sometimes like something.
Yes, I always hope. Put the knife down.
Yeah, but I think there's some things that we might talk about that would be engaging enough. But yes, I listened to this one podcast. Now I know you were talking about books and audio series and things like that, but I know for this one podcast I listened to called This Is Actually Happening, the one was this guy who got crushed by stone. He was at work. He was working in a construction area and got crushed by stone. I literally was like, oh my God.
So, knife goes down. I have to do. Now,
yes.
You know, it's funny. So I listen to another podcast, not regularly, but from time to time. I listen to Conan's podcast, Conan Needs a Friend.
That doesn't make me stop.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I like it. It's nice. It's nice to have on. I enjoy, what's going. Like I get the banter back and forth. I enjoy it, but it doesn't stop me. But this being an actual story, like it was like a book, but it wasn't really a book.
Yes.
But it was, an audio story. There were points I was like, I'm being non-productive right now. And I'll tell you something my mom used to say. Gotta give props to Betty on this.
I don't know why, but this is making me like so happy.
When my mom, and keep in mind, my mom was born in 1933. She died in the early 90s. But, one of the things she used to say, and she'd say it here and there, I love having music on or the radio on because you can do other things.
Right.
Whereas with TV or streaming now, you really have to be engaged. Like, yeah, I may have something on in the background while I'm making dinner, but I'm rarely stopping looking at it unless it's a big event, But the nice thing about either radio or a podcast or whatever, you're doing other things. You can clean, you can vacuum, you can work out, you can do whatever. But here I am at multiple points during this series, stopping, going, I have to absorb every word. What is being said now?
Oh my God.
And I don't know that I'm going to do it that often.
I will tell
again.
you, I think what you should do, and you do whatever you want, but I have
you do whatever you want.
do whatever
Thanks.
you want. But I have the Hoopla app. You can use either Hoopla or Libby. And I listen to books all the time. And actually just the other day, I opened up my Hoopla app and I was reading some books to Sonia, not like reading her books, but I was reading her some titles and she's like, oh yeah, send me that. And so as I would read the title, she would say, oh, what is that about? And I would say, oh, this one was about this woman who was in a cult and got out. This one was about blah, blah, blah. And oh yeah, send me that. So I think you should possibly adventure into the Hoopla or the Libby app, which is through your library, and you can listen to things for free.
I may.
You have to get a library card.
Well. What's that?
You have to get a library card. I don't know if you have one or not.
The kids do.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, that's really
Aww.
that's actually pretty.
What a
hey,
great
Lydia,
way to
don't
run.
mind Aunt Allie listening to that murder mystery on your library card.
Right. All of a sudden, Lydia's listening to it. Oh my God.
Oh Lord! And then she's at 6 years old, problem solving crimes. She knows what happened to Jean Bonnet before anybody else.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? She probably will. That'll be Lydia. She's gonna rule the world.
Oh my God, that's funny.
What a great way to end the podcast.
There we are. That's it. All right, next week. One of the things I want to do, real quick, and I want to share this with people. We do share a lot of personal things with you guys in the podcast. The last podcast, Allie was telling us about all the crazy things that happened to her at Walmart and stuff like that.
Within a span of like 10, 15 minutes.
Right. I want to add a couple things too. I want to add some general things. One of the things I didn't get to today, and I think I want to get to it next week,
Okay.
is, and I'm going to I'm going to give you a prelude of how I feel about this. The guy that is suing Dunkin' because he spilled hot coffee on himself.
Oh, this is like what happened with McDonald's in the 90s. There's a documentary on that.
40 years ago that happened. Does this shit piss me off? Oh my God. We'll get to that. I got another one we can get to next week, too. We'll add those in along with whatever else we got going on, too, because everybody's got an opinion on it. Well, in this case today, and you guys can even comment on these, I don't think your buddy's ever going to see the money for the for the fantasy football.
I can't wait because for his sake, I want him to get the $500.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Except for the person that has it that won't give it, and I almost promise you it won't happen. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize, but I don't think I'm wrong.
Well, I'll update you as soon as I find out.
All right, we'll see you.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. Wasn't that fun? That was fun. Do us a favor, will you? Subscribe. Share the Scott and Alley Not for Air podcast. Touch our buttons. We know you want to.